G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the east side of the map, playing in the color blue as the Ottomans, representing Izzy Esports, it's MarineLord. And on the west side of the map, playing in the color yellow as the Mongols, it's Leenock. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2 in this series between Leenock and MarineLord. The first game, as is being spoiled by the score currently, went over towards MarineLord. So he's looking to pick up a 2-0 victory here and drive his points up a little bit further. Leenock, by the same token, needs to bring himself back into the game. Unfortunately, going down in that first one, it's going to mean this is match point. This obviously is a best of 3. Needs to make sure he does his best to pull out here. But I'm looking forward to seeing what MarineLord's going to show us today. As he begins to drop down the military school, we can see that he's actually gone out and picked up some stone, brought it back on in, and now going to just be going for a single military school opening. So not mixing it up a whole amount, not going for a barracks, not going for anything crazy. We did see a build order earlier in the week where a player went for a barracks opening. I think that might have been Crackety. I'm not 100% sure. Most build orders are Crackety. A little bit of an idle villager here. Where they actually went for a barracks instead of a military school in the early game. Alright, well, I'll have to wait and see how he plays it as Leenock now coming around the back of the base. It's going to be a single scout opening for him. Look at the Gur go. Go, baby, go. Well, Gur, baby, go. Stealing away some of the sheep of his enemy. We'll check in with MarineLord as it's going to be a single scout opening for him as well. So neither of these guys going for a double scout. Now, MarineLord moving out over onto the gold mine. 3 villagers going to be going out here. So curious little build order here from MarineLord. Typically, you'd expect that these guys have worked out the most optimal way to play Age of Empires 4. But I can tell you right now, 3 villagers building a mining camp is not optimal at all. So just a tidbit of information for you guys. There are mitigating returns on the villagers that are building things. So as an example, a single villager building a mining camp, I think it takes 20 seconds. 4 villagers take 10 seconds. So effectively, it takes double the amount of villager time to reduce it by, well, it actually takes quadruple the amount of villager time to reduce it by half. So by having 3 villagers on here, even though it's a small detail, he is technically losing out on resources here, but that's okay. It's early on. Perhaps MarineLord's a little bit sleepy. We'll forgive him. Look at what we have here. We've got Leenock in the base, making spearmen, and MarineLord in the base, making spearmen. It's a Mexican standoff, but no one's pointing at anybody. Everyone's just got their spears to the skies for the moment. It's just, hey, I'll show you mine if you show me yours, like that kind of thing. But no one wants to leave their base. Look at this. I'm loving this opening from both of these guys. They're just very, very passive. And now, I guarantee you, these spearmen, these aren't even aggressive spearmen. He's bringing them out here. He's like, you know, just in case any wandering spearmen do come out here. Look. Look, he's actually just leaving the spears right here. Ah, damn. Look, you can't win them all. You can't win them all. Anyway. You can't win them all. MarineLord moving out, or rather, Leenock moving out with the spears. Twin Minaret Madrasa now coming in on the other side of the town center. And I've got to say, I actually prefer this. I love what he's doing here. A lot of people will build the Twin Minaret Madrasa on the berries. I don't like this. It's decent if the berries are on this side of the town center. So if the berries had spawned where the stone is, then you can put the Twin Minaret Madrasa down, and then your berries are kind of like here, still kind of close to the town center. Here, your berries are going to be on the north side. So realistically, your enemy could just outpost here or just stick some archers and your berries are gone on. So always got to be really careful with that. So very smart move here by MarineLord. Why was that scout so loud? Speaking of scouts found a couple of villages and we can see MarineLord was actually coming back towards his position, but looks like we've got ourselves a little bit of a 2x2. MarineLord moving over to the east or west of the map while Leenock moving towards the east side of the map. So Age Up about to come through for MarineLord. Leenock hasn't even started yet, and you can really see the difference right here. You know, we once talked about the Ottomans, the fact that they might be the new Mongols. Well, take a look at this. I mean, this is just kind of insane when you consider just how many resources in the early stage of the game MarineLord's kept, while at the same time getting that Age Up through. Speaking of Age Ups, though, Deerstone's going to get dropped down for Leenock. MarineLord about to click up. I suspect he's probably going to have a villager. Actually, you know what? That's probably too many spears to contest this mining camp. I think he might just let him have this, and we've got double villager out here at the moment. So let's wait and see exactly what MarineLord looks to do. It's going to be an archer opening with an archery range getting dropped down, so looking to react to this in the early stages. Villagers on the other side of the map should be able to siege down that Gur. Just going to be chilling out for the moment. There we go. Now turning around and doing the right thing, but he does realize that he is being tailed and runs away from that position. More spearmen moving across the map, and He did have the archers initially rallied towards that position. Needs to be careful not to lose those. Definitely seems like Leenock was committing quite heavy to a feudal age play, but that outpost is going to come up, going to sit on top of the stone as well as the gold. When it comes to additional stone or gold, there's a beautiful little spot up here towards the north side. Khan down towards the south, going to continue scouting out, and Villager's going to get pulled right now. Spearman also in tow. He's also got the archer, so he can look to contest this, and he's just going to try and bust it through right now. A bit of an SCV pull. Villager moving back towards the town center. Beautiful micro coming out from MarineLord. Archer firing down. Outpost is going to get up, and with that, Villagers might be in a little bit of trouble. MarineLord, wake up. MarineLord loses the first of the Villagers. Second Villager might go down on the backside. Indeed, the Villager will go down, so it's a 1-for-1. Not a terrible trade right there. We do hear more units going down. It's going to be the Spearman running in underneath the town center. Leenock right now, forgetting for a second what game he's playing. Deciding to instead play a game other than Age of Empires. Instead playing for like a bit of a racing game there. He's going to speed racer, and then he died. Anyway, but we move forward. The age ups come through. Leenock moving into an archery range, so expect to see those doubles coming out shortly. Still moving out towards the north, and it's a lot of villagers coming up towards this north side. You can expect that's probably going to be a second town center for MarineLord. Probably just going to be giving up on this south side completely, and that would definitely make a lot of sense. His expansion towards the north can be quite strong. He's got a boar up here. Now, keep in mind, boar, he can't actually take it. Boar is not available to the Ottomans. Scout does actually go down, so nice little job, and converts the sheep over. So he's got a whole bunch of sheep back here. He's going to be able to take that back, and that's the equivalent of having 6 pastures for a split second. Not bad. Not bad. I'll take that trade. Second town center, definitely in the works here for MarineLord. You can see he's keen on it. We'll check in with Leenock and see what he's thinking about. The question's going to be whether he goes for that second town center in the feudal age, or whether he looks to go to the third age with it instead. I suspect it's going to be a very quick third age into that monastery, into the second TC. But he might have a bit of difficulty though with that timing from the Ottomans. And we can see MarineLord back in the base now, adding in plenty more production. It's going to be a stable as well as the blacksmith and a military school getting thrown down here. So he's got the 4 production buildings. This is quite a lot to deal with. And at the same time, still working towards that second TC. So definitely doing all the right things, ticking all the boxes. It looks like we've got an Anatolian Hills coming through. I don't know for sure, but actually, no, it's definitely Anatolian Hills coming through. So no surprises there. We did actually miss the drum coming through. So, you know, you always got to be careful when you're spectating an Ottoman player, just because at any point in time, you could be hit in the ears, assaulted in the ears with that vizier point sound. Age up, definitely looking like it is the plan here. For Leenock, but he's got 12 villagers on wood, and I don't know what that's all about. He's also dropping down a blacksmith, which makes me think more about the feudal age, and he is still pumping out units as he heads towards the front side of the enemy base. So both players just going with the archers / spearman combo. He's got enough stone now that he's gathered up for the second town center. The question is whether he gathers an extra 100, because he could be looking for that second vizier point and get the extra or the additional military school, which is definitely what I would advocate for, and he does look to be sticking on this. But keep in mind, both players have picked up their wheelbarrow. Khan going to get scattered out. Still, we see 14 villagers over on wood. Is he adding in pastures? He's not adding in pastures, so I don't know what he's doing with all of these villagers on wood. I wonder what the plan could be. It's definitely not... and he's spending the resources, so I know that he's making archers. But is it really that important to maintain archer production at this point in the game? I feel like it's probably... my concern is that if Leenock maintains archer production, he's going to get overrun by Spahi. Now, of course, he's going to be able to potentially throw down, you know, some spearmen and whatnot, but just the fact that the archer mass is always going to be quite high from the Ottomans. Typically, the way that the Ottomans play is they look to get an early +1 on their double broadaxe. And by doing that, it's going to enable them to really pump out archers. So there's always going to be a really good archer mass. And then by the same token, Sparky going to be coming through from the military school because that's your food source. Or technically your free food source. You're creating units that cost a lot of food and you're getting them for free. So it's like free food. And my fear is that if he's just committing to a big archer mass, he's going to get completely overwhelmed. But we'll have to wait and see exactly how it plays out. House still under attack over the other side of the map. Still no third military school coming down just yet. I suspect the vizier point's coming in shortly. Now, we know that this isn't the meta, the meta vizier point because it would be providing that bonus movement speed. But it is not doing that. And now back on the other side of the map, we do see that Leenock still, at this point in time, just chilling out in the feudal age. So it is going to be that heavy feudal age. Now moving off the gold as well. So this, to me, is indicating he's going to just commit feudal at this point. So we're going to have quite a feudal fight out here. Second town center well and truly up at this point in time. So that villager count is going to start moving along for MarineLord. keep in mind, in addition to the villager count for MarineLord starting to increase, he's also got the military schools working for him. The military schools, while they're technically not villages, they're producing resources, free resources. So they do technically count as villages, especially when you have the blacksmith there that's going to be buffing them up by an extra 25%. And now there's Spahi moving around, looking to try and find an angle. Keep in mind, they've got that fortitude ability, but you want to typically avoid using that. It can really come back to bite you in the butt, especially if there's a lot of spearmen nearby. Now those archers are going to be moving in. He's always got the ability to pop down that movement speed arrow, the maneuver arrow if he wants. And interestingly, hasn't brought forward a villager yet to drop down an outpost. You would typically expect an outpost or two to be dropped down on the front side just to be providing that yam network. He's now going to look to bust through the outpost on the backside. This will guarantee that he's got a gold income as well as a stone income if he needs to. He did give up this position towards the north as well, which is quite interesting. Look to instead just go down towards the south, and now adds in the lumber camp, focusing a bit more on his wood production. He's completely cut gold, so once again, going to be committing. Both of these players cutting gold completely at this point. Now, keep in mind, MarineLord also has 100 stone in the bag. There we go. Now we see the third military school being jumped down. And with the third military school being jumped down, I'm now going to be able to take the perspective of MarineLord and get a bird's eye view of exactly what's going on. Just simply because I'm seeing a lot of Fs in the chat right now. Everything on my end still looks pretty good. So you guys on YouTube, don't worry about that. This is just a Twitch live stream thing. But for the moment, MarineLord looking pretty solid. I'm loving his position more and more. The fact that he's gearing up to play feudal. And this is something that I've talked about before. I think that I think that typically for the Ottomans, the longer that you can stay in feudal, the better. You've got a lot of things working for you in the feudal age. Number one is you've got the meta that's providing out extra, extra whatever it is you want. Extra attack speed, extra melee defense, extra range defense. Number two is you've got the 3 military schools, which enable you to keep padding in those free units. You've also got a great landmark. Honestly, this to me is almost an S tier landmark. Up there with some of the best landmarks in the game in the second age. But look at this, we got a battering ram timing push in. So it looks like MarineLord's going to have to be on the defensive here. Military school going to get targeted down. The consequence of not leaving them underneath the town center and instead keeping them out here. Going to enter into the cinematic mode shortly to witness as Leenock tries his best to knock down MarineLord. We'll have a look as the archers begin posturing up towards that north side. He may need to pull villagers here to begin taking it out. The first of the military schools going to be going down an expensive loss here, and I apologize for the mouse moving up towards that direction. We enter into the cinematic mode as the 4th and the 5th ram comes out. It looks like MarineLord might get taken to the ranch today, as these rams really look to start pounding down upon the enemy buildings, and the Spahi going to be moving out, looking to try and take down. The battering ram's not having a whole lot of luck. Defensive position looking good here, but there's not enough spearmen. There is not enough spearmen. I say that. How many spearmen have we got? It's not enough. Whatever the number is, it's not enough. We've got 82 spearmen. It's not enough. It's not enough. Battering ram's looking great, though. Beautiful angle that Leenock's coming in from as well. I love this angle. It's exactly where he should be coming through. Now, the Khan should also spot out the second TC. We'll double check with Leenock, and he does indeed see that second TC. So do suspect he'll be coming down in this direction shortly. Looking to focus down the blacksmith as well, and I'm loving this play from him here. MarineLord on the defensive. He's still getting picked off quite a lot on those units, but now moving forward, Archer's going to be coming out as well. He's got the meta here, providing that ranged armor. We can see it right there coming out. Oh no, it's going to be the attack speed now. He switched it over. Spahi looking to focus down the battering rams instead of focusing down the enemy units. The meta getting focused down here. MarineLord going to have to run back, run for his dear damn life. Villagers also running as well. Everybody is escaping to the country. It's not looking pretty right now for MarineLord. He's holding on against this Mongol player, but unfortunately, it's not looking good for him. 4 battering rams tapping away at the military production. He's lost 250, 350, 450, 550, 650 resources here in the production. He's going to have to start from scratch over here. Things are not looking good for him. And with this, Leenock going to be jumping on out of here and saying, you know what? I've done my damage. That's good enough for me. Still no villagers on gold for the moment, so he's committing to this feudal age play. And once again, my theory is the longer this goes, the better it is for the Ottoman player, but that's not considering the ram damage that we've got here. And once again, now we've got the Mongol attack arrows coming off. Villagers going to get pulled, and it looks like we've got ourselves a bit of a battle beginning to unfold. On the south side as the Spahi look to try and square up against the horsemen. The spearmen going to be moving forward. It's the only melee units that he's got out here that can deal with these Spahi. The other units are just going to be running a screen for him, but it looks like all of the archers are going to be coming down town center trying to get repaired up, and it looks like the Spahi number is going to be able to overwhelm Khan. Khan going to be going down. Indeed it does, and with that, surely good game gets called any second. I'm just kidding. That's not the way it works, but that's the way Twitch chat thinks it's going to work. Town center is going to be going down. That's the second town center of MarineLord that he's going to be dropping there, but it looks like he's going to be able to clean up the army. The Spahi continue moving back and taking down the archers. We talked a little bit earlier about this, the fact that if you've got heaps of archers, it's not going to mean anything because the enemy's got Sparky and they will overrun you, they will overwhelm you, and we can just see a trail of yellow bodies following away from the base of our Ottoman player as he looks to try and clean up this position. Finally, another spearman going to be coming out here, dishing out some damage. It manages to get off a single melee attack before going down. The battering rams behind this, nowhere to be seen, unfortunately, getting cleaned up. So Leenock in a little bit of a difficult spot. Sure, he might have taken out the second TC, but did he commit too far? That is going to be the key question here that the historians will look back upon this game and ask. Leenock down 13 villagers, down 20, or almost down 20 military population at this point. He's got a few economic upgrades going for him, but by the same token, MarineLord going to be doing the same thing. And now the Gur in the middle of the map going to be under attack. And now the question is, where does MarineLord go from here? Where does he look to expand? Where does he look to attack? There's a lot of good options for him. He should be able to look out onto the map and see, okay, where are the deer hunts? Where are the berries? And that's exactly where it begins moving. It's actually going up to the Uvu in the north here. Could be moving around towards the woodline as villagers begin migrating up towards that northern side. Spahi looking pretty solid here. Meta also out. Going to ride on board with Leenock because I think the third Vizier point's about to come in shortly. A couple of options available to him, but likely to be going for that production speed increase. Down on the south, or down on the west side, we've got a whole bunch of villagers out here on this position. And MarineLord looking very solid with this counterattack. You can see 800 wood being stacked up right now for Leenock. I feel like he doesn't really know what's going on. If he's going for a second town center, now is not the time, Leenock. It is past your second town center time. That is for sure. I mean, you can still have your bedtime. Oh. I'll be honest. I thought it was the boar attacking him. I'm like, no. But it was a wolf. It was a wolf. Now, fortunately, hopefully he realizes that he's getting attacked up here by the wolf. And now he's picked up the second Uvu. He knew exactly where that Uvu would be. The next stone was down here. He scattered that one out and knew that there was nothing down in that direction. And Leenock stacking up 1,000 wood. So second town center could come through for him right now. Plenty of units in production for MarineLord. A little bit of a counter-offensive over on the east side of the map. Horsemen going to be forced away from this position. I'm not sure exactly how they got in. It might have just been through this spot. But we do see an additional town center now added in for MarineLord. So he's still looking to maintain that villager lead. I'm going to be able to do that. He's up 12 villagers at the moment. Keep in mind, he's lost just a handful of villagers, but still these horsemen, they're looking and looming. He's managed to actually wall in a great portion of this land down towards the south side, and I apologize, missing a little bit of the action up towards the north. As we've got plenty of archers coming out here. You can see that he's firing off with the attack speed on the meta. An extra 15% in the early game. It's going to be so wonderful for these archers. Remember, archers scale so much better with attack speed than they do with damage. With damage, they're not going to scale as well because they already overkill things very effectively because you mass them up. But when you compare it to attack speed, you're just firing your arrows faster, so you're overkilling more things faster. It's just a much better way to play. So it's a really good bonus to have with you. The meta's definitely doing a great job here. But the question is going to be, what does Leenock do here? I mean, he's got production in the base. We saw up towards the north, he was losing out on that production. He's got double production coming through for the archers. But, you know, I feel like he got locked into a bit of a game here that he can't win now because MarineLord's in a really solid spot. He's walled up completely. The second town center's still up. He's got the villager lead. He's got the military lead. And he's going to have the tech lead shortly. He's sitting on about half the gold he needs for Castle Age. He's almost got the full food amount. He's doing a wonderful job here. Still got food in the base as well. Spahi going to be able to chase these units around. Looking incredibly solid. We'll ride on board with him and check and see if we can spot the additional point that he's spent. I don't think that we will be able to. There's no real way to actually see if he's got that. I think it's called advanced production. Not advanced production. I don't actually know it. It's training speed. Maybe something like that. There's no real way for us to know, though, unfortunately. Boar now going to get taken. Villager does actually go down. I think he's killed it a little bit close to the Gur. Yeah, he's killed it too close to the Gur. Needs to move the Gur away. There we go. So moved the Gur away now. Gets himself a little bit of distance between the Gur and the boar, but the consequence of killing that one on top of the Gur is that you don't have the space to actually collect it. Looks like the raid going to get cleaned up here. The Spy doing a great job back here from MarineLord. Villager count as well as the military count keeps climbing. But the fortunate thing for Leenock is while the villager lead is definitely in the favor of MarineLord, he's not too far behind. Only 14 villagers at this point in the game. And the age up now beginning to come through for MarineLord. It's going to be the MIA that gets dropped down in a beautiful spot here, right next to the blacksmith. We see that archer mass that we talked about before. Something that you typically want to avoid in this matchup, I suspect. just because of the way that the Ottomans want to play. This right here, this is the dream Ottoman build order. To me, the compositions from Ottomans play a lot like the French. You don't see a lot of spearmen out of them. It's a lot of archers and just enough Spahi, or as many Spahi as they can get together. But now looking to try and trade out in the center here. Spahi up against the horseman. Going to be forced back away from it. Looks like it's going to be movement speed. He needs to get the heck out and dodge. Fortunately, he does that. Taking down the Spahi as he does it. More Spahi coming in to reinforce, and there's not enough spearmen here. Leenock might be in a little bit of trouble. A single hardened Khan, as well as all these archers on the front line. It looks like down towards the south side. Look at this. We've got some raids coming in on this other side, of MarineLord reaches the castle age now. Still the archers being picked off, and we see that the step redoubt has been dropped. Oh, Lord. Apologies. That is very loud. I forgot to change it to Leenock's perspective. That was very loud. Step redoubt also coming through. Getting cleaned up now. It's a pretty decent hold there by Leenock. He wasn't terrible. The archer mass is still looking pretty decent. Spahi, unfortunately, just don't seem to have enough oomph here to clean up the amount of archers that he's got. Landmark going up on the gold mine. Music starting to really get going as well. MarineLord with the advantage on the score, but wait until the age up comes through from Leenock and you'll see his rocket up as well. It's typically how it works. Villager difference really starting to build now. It's about 26, 28 villagers. All right, it looks to be about 1,000 score difference at the moment. Yeah, don't take that for well, you know what? Let's look at the facts. He's up 25 vils, 26 vils, 27 vils. That's 28 vils. Ooh, yeah, that's about it. Third town center also going to be going up over here. It's not looking pretty right now as MarineLord continues to cement that lead, adding in a third town center. Leenock probably going to be moving towards a more religious approach. I suspect going for a mosque or a monastery or a prayer tent as the Mongols do. And good game gets called. Leenock going to be tapping out, realizing he can't contest it. Too many military units coming out from our Ottoman player, and MarineLord looking very, very solid in that game. So it's going to be a 2-0 for him in this series, and that's going to be it for Leenock. He sits at the bottom of the table at the moment as a 0-0. He's got one more game today. He'll be going up against Kasvar. So it's going to be tough for him. He's going to need to pull out a miracle, that is for sure. We'll take a look at the villager counts here. So we can see the climb right there from MarineLord. Looked very solid. The defense also pretty good. Managed to keep a pretty decent trade right there. And that's just the Spahi difference from right there coming in. Statistics, military units killed, 131 by MarineLord, Leenock 77. Fellas, if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed this casted game. And we'll be coming up with, what series is going to be coming up next? It's likely going to be a round 3 series. So we'll catch you then. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.